Hey everybody, Joseph D. Steck here, your favorite photographer and writer. How you doing today? Today, I just want to talk about some thoughts I had after having a conversation with a friend from Eastern Europe. And we were talking, as we're wont to do, about World War II and different atrocities which have taken place in Eastern Europe over the past decades and centuries. And I was talking about Babyn Yar in Kiev. And if you don't know about Babyn Yar, it is the site of the biggest one-day massacre in the Holocaust, and also tens of thousands of Ukrainians, Russians, and Roma, or what's known as Gypsy, were also massacred there. So I think some of the biggest days at the beginning, there was over 30,000 people massacred in one day, or the first 3 days at least 30,000 people massacred, and just in total it was just one of the worst massacres in modern history. That's in modern Kiev right now, the capital of Ukraine. And now they have an exhibition there, not an exhibition, but photos and different things explaining about what happened there. And I guess my question for a lot of people, especially if you live in America, Canada, Australia, Western Europe, or maybe Japan, is how often do you think about death? And also, how often do you think about having to make a really tough moral choice? So many people who lived during World War II, they often had, if you lived in a place like Poland or Ukraine, you were, as they say, stuck between the mustaches, between Hitler and Stalin, and often people were put in very perilous or awful choices where if they had to help their neighbor or help their family, they might have to choose between country or their family, or make really hard decisions. So I think that today often people can look back at things and they can make moral judgments or say, oh well, I would have done this or I would have done that, or gosh, how could these people have done that? But have you ever really gone to a place like Babyn Yar or Auschwitz or any site like that where a real atrocity is taking place? And have you ever really thought about, gosh, if I had to hide someone in my house or help my neighbor or help someone from a different country, would I make that tough moral choice if it meant that I would be imprisoned, I would be killed, or I'd have to see my family massacred or imprisoned? So I don't know if you really have thought about what you would have done in one of these situations. So I think a really good exercise for a lot of people, if you can't go to a Babyn Yar or an Auschwitz or another place where terrible atrocity is taking place, at least just try to read about something like that and then do a meditation, go to the forest, go to a quiet place, go to your room, turn off the lights, and just think about the moral ramifications about what you would have done if you had to make a tough moral choice where you would have had to have faced prison, injury, death, or consequences for someone in your family or very close friends. So I know it's not the most joyful or amicable topic to think about, but I think it, especially if you live in a nice, safe place, it is a good moral meditation and a good spiritual exercise to take on. So let me know what you think about that. If you've been to any places like that, or if you've had any family or friends who have been in similar situations. I know when I went back to Poland to visit my family, they talked about being put into the National Socialist work camps and hearing about those awful conditions there. So let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about death, and if you're a good person, if you've never been forced to make a really hard moral choice. Alright, my lips are starting to freeze here. Hope you're having a good day, and let me know what you think. Talk to you soon.